I'm gonna talk today about the drug treatments for MS, but I'm gonna focus on the one I've had the most experience with, Mitoxantrone, or more commonly referred to as Mitox. I'll start with the main, well, now it's 5 main drugs here in the UK that are licensed for use in treating MS. They're commonly referred to as disease-modifying drugs, or DMDs, and you have beta-ferons, Avonex, and Copaxone, those 4 of which are all self-administered, so you inject them yourself. It's a little bit like insulin injections. It's not like you're shooting up and stuff. It's not like that at all. And I'm going on Copaxone in the next few weeks. Oh joy, I get to stab myself every day. Yep, Copaxone needs to be administered every day. The 2 beta-ferons are either every other day or 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday normally. It's called the Coronation Street drug. And then Avonex is once a week, but it's the only one of the self-administered that goes into a muscle. So it's a massive needle and it really hurts. So don't think just because it's once a week it's easy, because you'll probably be crying off with it all. Okay, the 5th treatment is one called Tysabri, and it's fairly newly been licensed for use in the UK, and that is an IV injection. I say injection, IV drip, once every 4 weeks. You go into a hospital, take like half a day or a day, plug you in, you get the Tysabri. You don't need to worry about forgetting if you've injected yourself or not, because you got somebody there willing to stab you with a massive run-up. There's other treatments, things like Campath, Mitoxantrone. They've just developed this pill, but they're all not licensed, so it's up to the neuro whether he chooses to prescribe the drug. If something should go wrong, it's on his head. Now, Mitox, the 4 self-administered injections, they've all been shown to have a reduction of approximately 30% or thereabouts, or 1 in 3. So if you were going to have 3 relapses in a year, you'd then just have 2. Tysabri is 2/3 or 67%, so of those 3 relapses you'd only have 1. Mitox is an 80% reduction, or 4 out of 5 of the relapses you wouldn't experience. So in 2 years, you'd rather, if you're going to have 5 relapses, you'd be expected to only have 1. Okay, so it's really, really effective, but it does have some serious side effects, including death. Well, not really death, but I like to think of it that way. It can increase your chance of getting leukemia from approximately 1 in 3,000 to 1 in 300. If I do get any of these statistics wrong, please feel free to jump into the comments and I'll re-edit this video to correct it. But in my research, when I was considering Mitox before I went on it, about 1 in 300 for the leukemia, same sort of odds for heart failure. It's poisonous to the heart, it's toxic, it's carcinogenic, same as smoking, but a little bit more feisty, shall we say. There's been reported cases of heart failure, so it does have some serious side effects, but and you can experience hair thinning. As you can clearly tell, my hair isn't receding at all. Honest. So yeah, that, like I said, serious side effects, but when I was mulling it over in my mind, I was thinking, well, I've got to consider quality of life here. If I don't take it and I go on one of the standard disease-modifying treatments, I know it's going to be less effective. What if I have a big relapse that puts me in a wheelchair forever? You know, I can't walk again. So I decided that it was worth the small risk of serious complications that I should take it. It's worth pointing out at this point that I don't have kids. I've got a fiance and she's very supportive of me taking this Mitox. So on reflection, I decided I didn't really have much to lose should everything go wrong. And that, I feel, is what everybody needs to consider if they're thinking about Mitox. What if the worst happened? Because yes, it's a small chance, but you might be that 1 in 300, whereas the other 299 others that are fine. My thinking was, if it was leukemia, well, surely they can treat that. So I decided that, yeah, let's go for the Mitox. Mitox is administered I had 6 doses in a year. For the first 3 months it's once a month, and then you go into a more sustaining 1 dose every 3 months for a year. You can only go on it for a year because of the toxic side effects. Now, when the course is finished, you tend to go on Copaxone. It's been shown to have the strongest effect, the complement to the Mitox, and you normally experience sort of, you know, it's effective for up to 2 years after your treatment's finished. Now they are coming out with new drug treatments all the time. Things like stem cell treatments. Campath looks quite exciting to me because it's actually shown to regrow brain cells when the MS has shrunk the brain. So that's looking quite exciting, but that is a few years away from being licensed. The other thing I will say about the Mitox, it doesn't actually repair any damage. What it does do is stop the MS in its tracks so that your immune system has a chance to repair its damage. It's a bit like if the parents went away on holiday and the kids mess up their house completely. The parents come back and they get the kids to fix what they've done. That's kind of how I look at it. I'm a bit weird in the head, but quite imaginative, I think. So yeah. So risks: you could get leukemia, you could get heart failure, your hair may well thin. Plus points: no relapses. They hope during your year's course you wouldn't have a relapse. I managed to have one at the end of the year, but I'm just a bit special, what can I say? It's less intrusive to your life. You don't have to worry about injecting yourself every day, every other day, 3 times a week, once a week. You may well experience some improvement in symptoms that you've had for a long time. Like I had numbness that receded in my hands. My balance has improved to the point where I can jog quite spectacularly. Check my other video for me running. But yeah, that sort of sums up what was going through my head, and I hope that helps you a bit as well. Make sure you do your own research though, don't just rely on this video. Talk to as many people as you can and see what they think about it. I'm for Mitox, but as I say, there are some serious risks for you to consider. Alright, hope that helps. I'll see you later, and hopefully I'll have quite part 2 of how MS affects me. See you later.